Politics is full of clashes over culture, which makes sense. The liberal Daniel Patrick Moynihan distilled America's political relationship to culture with a famous adage. The central conservative truth is that it's culture, not politics, that determines the success of a society, he said. The central liberal truth is that politics can change a culture and save it from itself. He meant conservatives are right to obsess over culture and how it shapes our values, and that liberals are correct in viewing politics as an avenue to improve culture and our own decency for each other. Consider life for gay Americans back in the 90s. No equal rights, they couldn't marry, employers could fire people for being gay, banned from the military, a policy that a Democratic president reformed by mandating that gay Americans in the military must hide in the closet as policy. And yet something else was happening at the same time in culture, shifting awareness and respect for people's rights. In fact, it was seen as a moment on network TV when the hit show Cheers featured a Broadway icon, Harvey Fierstein, and happened to include the fact in the fictional universe that also overlaps with his real life that he was an openly gay man. This was in '92.
Somebody stole my car.
Oh, I've been there.
Yeah, really?
Yeah, my ex-lover. First he stole my heart, then he stole my car.
He? Aren't you supposed to be Rebecca's old flame?
Well, I'm not that old.
By 1998, NBC had Will and Grace going to living rooms around the nation. It was the first U.S. show to star an openly gay set of lead characters.
Are you hungry?
Gay. What?
Are you
I'm
hungry?
gay.
What?
I'm gay. I'm gay.
That shows quality, its success, the way it connected with people, paved the way for more representation, which does shape, as mentioned, culture and then ultimately politics. It's some form of representation that affects so many of these issues, and that, along with telling great stories, brings us to a director behind those iconic shows you know, James Burrows, seen here. He's also been behind shows like Taxi, Frasier, and Friends, directing over 1,000 episodes of TV over 5 decades and netting 10 Emmys and a lot of love along the way. Which brings us to our special guest tonight, the director James Burrows, who has a memoir directed by James Burrows out now. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me, Ari.
You're associated with many things. What we picked out was just one avenue in the culture that, of course, matters to a lot of people. And this isn't just sort of a beat culture riff here, and you don't have to take a giant bow, but the current president once credited Will and Grace more than a lot of other things in the movement. Take a look.
My measure, David, and I take a look at when things really begin to change, is when the social culture changes. I think Will and Grace probably did more to educate the American public than almost anything anybody's ever done so far. And I think that people fear that which is different. Now they're beginning to understand.
Jim, big opening question. How do you tell stories that allow us to see each other as people, which we so desperately need?
The script was written by Max Mutchnick and David Cohan, and it was sent to me. And it was, I don't usually do high concept shows, but this was a little elevated because it had 2 gay characters in it. It was a really funny show, but just happened to have 2 gay characters. So, you know, we talked about it, and I figured if it was funny enough that people would come to the dance and not be intimidated or scared of the gay characters, or you know, intolerant of them. If I could, if the boys, Max and David and I, could embrace them enough with the humor and the poignancy of the show, they would continue to watch. And luckily enough, we were able to do that.
How did you know that that was working?
Well, the show started to do well in the ratings. And in
I've
2001,
heard of
the
those.
Emmy Award.
I've
Yeah.
heard of ratings.
And in 2001, the Emmy Award for Best Comedy. However, I tell this story in the book. I talk about the influence of the show. I would drive carpool for my 13-year-old daughter on Thursdays, and Will and Grace was on Thursday night. And once the kids were in the car, there were 4 other kids in the car, and I was driving to school. Invariably, one of the kids would say, "What's on Will and Grace tonight?" So I knew that 13-year-olds were charmed by the show or liked the show. I'm not sure why, whether it was funny or they, liked to look at the set or the lighting was great, but they were coming to the dance. And I knew that these kids were being influenced about gay people from the show. We never set out to do a proselytizing show. We only set out to do a show that was funny.
No, that makes perfect sense, and it's what we see in culture, in film, in great literature, in music, especially with a new generation that comes up and says, oh, we look up to this person, or this is interesting, or even better sometimes, they don't even notice what a previous generation saw as, quote, different or otherized. As you said, the kids might watch it and just say, oh, this is cool, or this is interesting, and not even know or have to unlearn that distinction. Given that you've been involved with so much, we did take the liberty of a little bit of a highlight reel. Take a look.
It's great to have the cage back.
Oh, dear God, it's finally happened. This is the thanks I get for introducing in my personal shopper.
You remember my brother Ross? Sure.
Oops, I did it again. I played with your heart.
You're a closed book, lady.
No, I'm not. I'm an open catalog laying on the nightstand.
What show, what show or character surprised you the most in its ability to connect compared from where you might have started with it?
That's a tough question. I think probably Will and Grace, the humanity that the two boys attain through careful writing and and worrying about being respectful to the gay characters and giving them vulnerability, which is the most important thing for hooking anybody into a sitcom, is to make the character vulnerable. I mean, Ted, he was a bartender, but we made him a recovering alcoholic. The Charles brothers did that, my two partners on it, and that gave him a sense of vulnerability. Judd Hirsch on Taxi was the only one in that garage who wanted to be a cab driver. Everybody else wanted to get out of the garage. And so that's what you have to do with the characters. You have to give them vulnerability so the audience can say, oh, they're a little bit like us.
I got about 40 seconds left. Did Cheers work because it almost felt social even while we were just watching it, or what made it special?
It was a show that took place in a place that everybody wanted to go because it was warm and welcoming. And do I dare say it? Everybody knew your name.
To be fair, Jim, and they're also glad you came.
Yes, I wish that was the lyric of, that's the songwriter's lyric. So I can't take credit for it. But that was, that was my favorite show. It had a lot of poignancy and a lot of great jokes and a lot of very interesting characters.
Yeah, and as you say, that's what transports us in shows and culture, that there is both the familiarity of that place, but you can be home and have the vibe of being out for drinks with friends. There's some duality there that I think people still feel now, sometimes when they use the internet. Jim, your first time on the beat, I hope you'll come back. Thank you, sir.
I hope you'll ask me, and I love your show.
Oh, well, from a director, we'll take that. Thank you, sir. Thanks to Jim Burrows.